Welcome to a new season of Black Girls Talk. We made it to season 2 already. I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who's been tuning in and showing love and giving their feedbacks. I'm doing the best I can to always improve. If you can see improvements every episode, cool. That means I'm doing something right. But I really want to say I love you guys and thank you so much for even showing love and support in this podcast. But let's dive into what this episode is about to be about. I want to talk about self-love and just loving yourself. As Black women, we tend to, I wouldn't say shy away, but we let the stereotypes kind of get underneath our skin, and some of us are proud and own it. But young girls that's my age, I recently just turned 22, so we're growing up in an era where social media, where you see all these video models and these Instagram models with the plastic surgery and all stuff like that. It just seemed like that is the way to go. That's what it seemed like. Oh, that's the way you can track the person, track people and all stuff like that. But in reality, it is just like you got to find that confidence within yourself to embrace how God created you. Because the reality is, like, literally we're one of one. Like, God literally made us one of our own kind. Yeah, you pop out a daughter or whatever, she may be you a little bit, but like the reality is we're designed to be what we are to be. I can't say I probably have struggled with self-love for a minute, but then it's more of how your mentality is, the way you grow. Once you start growing your mental state, you start learning more about yourself and like the reality of what you're living in and accepting who you are. That's a major key about self-love, is accepting for who you are. Never get caught up in whatever the social media standards are or whatever the stereotypes are, because literally as Black women, we're probably the most hated people on earth, or the most disrespected people on earth. And I would be a hypocrite if I said that we have to build each other up, because there's been times where I know I've been head to head with other Black females and just like, yo, like, I didn't got disrespectful too. Now that I'm getting older, it's just like certain things you just want to pass and let it be. Let the past be the past and move forward and really like show support and love one another. Also, I feel like as women, we should take pride in being who we are. You know, not pride, but mostly just embracing everything. Rather, you got the small titties or the big titties, the big booties or the small booty, no curves or whatever. Embrace that shit. Because Black women are just amazing. And we don't give ourselves enough credit for being who we are. And that's where some of us tend to fall into the ideas and the opinions of other people. Some of us seek the approval of others when like other people's opinions should not matter at all. Should never ever matter at all, unless you're like literally doing business and studying to make sure that you are targeting the correct audience. But when it comes to yourself and your looks, your beauty, none of that shit, no one's opinion should matter. None of that shit should matter. I feel like your soul should allow it to shine. From what you are golden and what you have designed in the inside of you should shine bright on the outside. When your personality shines, everything else shine. You know, we should get in tune to ourselves and live a life where just like be happy with yourself. Like, you know, at the end of the day, I always tell anybody around me, at the end of the day, I don't ever care about people's opinions. People's opinions not gonna matter to me because one, they're not paying my bills, they're not feeding me, nor are they fucking me. So why the fuck should I care about what the other person is thinking? As well as not giving in to the thought of pleasing other people, like, but just more focused on like really pleasing yourself. And that's one thing that I always had a habit of. It was always trying to please the person, like everybody else around me, to make sure they're happy and not putting my happiness first, which I'm still learning and still growing to do. I'm accepting myself every day through the changes that I go through every day, and continue to love myself through all the changes I'm gonna go through. Because as we get older, as we get age, we're going to change. Certain things changes on us. Our bodies are changing probably almost every day, but the structure of us change every few years. And it's just learning to accept yourself for who you are. I can admit I never I don't really think I have insecurities, and I'm not gonna look in the mirror and nitpick myself, because that mindset is so worthless. To sit there every day and be like, yo, man, I wish this was happening, I need to change this, I'm unhappy with this. Like, that's just a waste of energy and a waste. Like, you're bringing your mental state down. There's no point of even to criticize yourself. Black women are more successful when we really do not give a fuck about the next person. Now, that may sound selfish and stuff, but the reality is, when we don't care about no one else, we go hard for our own selves. Because we got a lot to prove. We're a very talented woman. And yes, we get sidetracked on certain things, but it's learning to just really find that confidence and boss up within yourself. I think women, black women, I really think that we're always told you're ugly. And then, of course, so going back to one of the episodes in season 1 about the whole light skin versus dark skin thing, you're putting down one shade just to praise the other, or then it's just like the other shade is not good enough to be praised with the next shade. It's just like, bro, at the end of the day, we're still black. Like, in the reality of it all, is like, when you look at other races and all like that, they don't see the different shades that we do. We pay attention to every little detail within our community, but to everybody else, they don't care about that. You're still a threat. No matter if you're light skinned or dark skinned, you're still a threat to everybody else. We gotta brace ourselves, because we are one of a kind. Like, our race is like totally out the wall. Like, you know that we are blessed to like even get grays. We don't even get burned by the sun. You know, we get bronze. You know, we just get melanated. You know, and just lighten this up. The sun lighten this up. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me stop. But what I have learned throughout my years, especially throughout high school, is to never go finding whatever issue, whatever you feel like you're missing, to never find it in somebody else, but always to find it within yourself. Because people wake up every day and they change and they will belittle you. I mean, I got to the point one time, one of my relationships, I was just like, the amount of disrespect that I was intaking made me realize like I felt less of a human, to where I wanted to commit suicide. But I remember the people that really truly love me, that made me like realize like, yo, you're a dope ass person. Like, you need to love yourself more. You need to embody yourself. And I always take a step back, because relationships drain you, and you, depending on how many years you input with this person, it's like you definitely do change, and sometimes you don't really realize yourself. So you got to sit back and remember, like, bro, who are you? Sometimes, like, you got to digest yourself. And sometimes I do feel like I'm not good enough. Sometimes I feel like I'm not prettier enough than some females. Sometimes I don't even think I should be able to stand next to certain ones. But it's always finding your lane. Find your lane and to find yourself within it. Because like, once you get in your own lane, you're untouchable. Because like I said, we're designed to be one of a kind. Can't nobody take that from us. Can't nobody take that from you. So I say, paint that smile on your face. Let it be real. Let it be genuine. And just embrace that inner beauty. Once you embrace your inner beauty, the outer beauty will shine like no other. But I just wanted to start this season off on a positive note and embracing the love for black women, because we are some dope ass females, and I don't think that we give each other or our own self credit enough for the beauty that we bring to this world. Because the reality is, like, you do not see these white women trying to be like us, look like us, and all us like that. You insult us, but the next day you go out and buy whatever we have so you can look like us. You mimic us. And that's another thing as black women. Like, bro, you gotta realize, like, we are the ideal woman. Forget what all the men say. The reality is, we are the ideal woman, because you got all these other races trying to mimic us, mimic our style, mimic our culture, mimic our looks. And you sit here and tell me I'm ugly and that no man will ever want me. But I am the ideal woman because you mortified yourself to look like me, who really don't have the self-love. Okay? But to any black girl that's listening, be at peace with yourself. Love yourself beyond this earth. Embrace your inner self and smile. Smile until the wheels fall off. Once again, thank you for the love and support. And my name is Alicia, and that's